As you know, ma'am, that since last 1 month, we've been providing the dry fruits for the COVID patients. Almost 3,000 patients are provided these dry fruits on a daily basis. This is under guidance of Swami. And then later on, after the initiation and the successful implementation of the program, Swami wanted to launch another program by providing meals to the COVID warriors, especially in Bangalore. Almost 45 hospitals where 3,500 COVID staff who are working 24/7, they are provided this meals in the lunch and in the dinner time. And just about a week's time, Swami guided that we should now start working on providing some nutrition for the school-going children and also for the Anganwadi children, and talk to the doctors, come out with a plan. So we actually met DC ma'am personally, and sir also, and even the CEO sir also, and it was found that we should probably look at providing something like a supplement, a Sai Sure supplement. And then we have actually come out with a proper plan and showed to Swami also, and we have presented personally to ma'am also. On this regard, I just wanted to convey our best gratitude for giving us an opportunity.
We had a meeting, preliminary meeting, because may happen in third wave. Children may get affected. It is only we are suspecting. It may happen, may not happen. So for that, we have constituted one committee also, where even he was present, and your pediatrician also was present. And I think we have to take care of our children. Our target group is about 2 lakhs. We are expecting. Maybe up to 6 years, it's about 1,10,000 students are there. Children are there. Above that, up to 15 or 14 years, it's about 90,000. So about 2 lakh is our targeted group. So apart from that, we have, SAM children and MAM children, like severely affected children and moderately affected children. So there we want actually your support, because your Sai Sure can help us. But I was told that the manufacture so many in big numbers, it's quite difficult right now. In installments you'll be giving. So we'll also try to get from others also, whatever, and from the pediatrician, whatever opinion they give. We want to take care of these children because they are the first threat, because they're already weak. So they may be the probables who may get affected in the future. So we want to take care of them in the very initial stage, as early as possible. Seeing our past experience in our district, in second wave, only 4 children were admitted in hospital. Only 4 from April to till now. But we don't know in future how it will happen. So we want to have that preparedness. Not just food supplement, also medically also we want to, infrastructure wise. I was very happy you were telling now 150 beds you are getting it prepared. If some can be reserved for the children also, pediatric ICU or something like that. I think that will be very helpful, because we don't know. In second wave, we had the experience of we never thought oxygenated beds will be of so important. In the first phase, we never used it. Very rarely we used to use. And this time it was like a chaos. And many a days, and myself and SP, we have not slept because arranging the oxygen, which we never expressed outside. So we don't know what will happen in the third wave.
Namaste Swamiji, all the dignitaries present over here. As you know, Swamiji, as ma'am also was telling, we are expecting the third wave. Maybe some predict it to be at the end of July. Some predict it to be in the month of October. Irrespective of whether it will be in July or October, the administration is following a 3-pronged approach, Swamiji. One is with respect to the infrastructure. Medically, what are all the infrastructure that is being needed? Second is the manpower, the training also. Madam also was speaking with the health official, and they are planning to tie up with few hospitals in Bangalore also, where the staff will be trained in children care, especially the handling of ICUs. There will be special ICUs, it seems, even the ventilators also. And we are planning to have at least 4 to 5 beds in every taluka, and mainly in the district hospital also. If some help can be provided in that regard, it will be very helpful, both in the training as well as in the infrastructure. The third, as you are already providing, Swamiji, it is the Sai Shore supplements, and he was in fact assuring if there are any other supplements also. Madam has made a committee also, committee of a few pediatricians, few officials from Women and Child Development Department, and few other experts also. They will be coming up with some plan. Maybe tomorrow a meeting is being scheduled, and he has assured that whatever help the administration seeks will be provided by the ashram. From the whole administration side and personally from my side also, I wholeheartedly thank you and the whole organization for forthcoming at these tough times to provide a helping hand for the administration. Thank you, Swamiji.
I feel as a head of Jilla Panchayat, it was the responsibility of the Jilla Panchayat to provide all these infrastructure and food supplements to the children, because the children's we have to take care. But in fact, I am very happy that this organization is coming forward to supply the food supplements to get the immunity. So immunity is very important for the children, especially as told by Madam Sam and Ma'am. Children's needs good nutrition supplements so that they get good immunity. So to fight the disease, if at all it affects the children, we hope that it will not affect the children in the third wave. That is our prayer to the Almighty.
It's very heartwarming for all of us that all of you have so much of concern for the welfare, health and welfare of all people, especially children who are absolutely helpless, as Madam was telling us. The weakest and malnourished children are the first target if there is a third wave, which all of us have been praying that it would not come to pass. But if it happens, we are very happy to see that you have been very proactive in taking a lot of measures to keep our children in readiness and to protect them, keep healthcare infrastructure also in place, and give them nutrition and make them strong enough to resist this kind of pandemic.
There were people both at the administrative government level as well as NGOs and even simple people who had no affiliation to either government or any NGO like us. They also came forward and did their bit. That is very heartening. That is the silver lining to this dark cloud of COVID, where so many people voluntarily came forward and did so much of good in the society, and it restored the faith in humanity for many, many people. And that is one thing which very wonderful I felt happened during these times of crisis. And I think we are, as a country, as a state, as a district, and everybody has risen to the occasion. And I see that the way we have taken up everything at state level, almost our ashram, so many people are there. The vaccination first dose was done for all the people who were eligible for it. And it was done at such pace and smoothly. I think I should congratulate the entire administration for the way they have handled the whole crisis without letting it go out of control and spreading more. So they definitely deserve all our appreciation as the citizens of this district, state and the country. So that is one thing I wanted to convey. And the second thing is that, as they say, you always prepare for the worst and hope for the best. And having bitten once with the second wave of COVID, we always have to be shy of the third wave. It's a common sense, and that's what everybody has picked up. I was very delighted that when our doctor went and had the meeting about preventive measures for third wave, definitely nobody wants that third wave should come, or should it come and our children should be affected. Nobody wants it. But as I said, we have to prepare. Prevention is better than cure. And children are the most important citizens of the country, according to me. We work for the children all the time, be it nutrition, health, education, because they are the most helpless. They are the most vulnerable, gullible to any social evil. And this is one of the evils which nobody can handle. Not even at this point in time, vaccines are not there for the children to protect them. And there's no medication or straight cure. So the best method, as you all have already figured it out, is preventing it through immunity. So that is the idea with which we are thinking. Anyways, Annapurna Trust does this seva for the malnutrition and providing morning nutrition to children across the state and in the country also, several states and union territories. It's just another opportunity for them to act. They have improvised the product a lot now. In fact, they added milk solids and sugar. Earlier it was running with Shira Bhagya. So Shira Bhagya was providing the milk and sugar, and we used to add this nutrition powder. But we thought that we don't know how far this Shira Bhagya can reach at this point in time because schools are closed, you see. So then they have come up with a new formula with milk solids and sugar, and I was the first to taste it and give them some feedback. And I told keep chocolate and vanilla and caramel, which children like. Don't give them too many fruity flavors, they may not take it. But so they have modified. Because we'll work very hard to produce as much quantity as quickly and to deliver it to as many people as possible, and especially keeping the focus on the SAM and MAM category of children. And at the same time, there are some other supplements also. They are trying to zinc and vitamin supplements which will help children also to pick up. And awareness has to be created, which you are all creating any which ways. So that is on the nutrition side. As you also mentioned, that is the prevention side. The infrastructure side, it's a very heartening thing, though we started this hospital quite some time back. But it's only now that it has picked up pace. And I think within July, as he said, we will have this ready. And now I would like you to, the doctors are here, please pay attention and keep a pediatric ICU ward there, because we have plenty of wards. And one ward, keep it dedicated for pediatric. Of course, any ward can be used. We need to have the specialists, and we have at least 4 or 5 people who can handle children. Pediatricians are there, general physicians are there. And we have a lot of supporters from around Bangalore. They will come and help. So that will be available, and as it's absolutely free of cost, like all projects of Baba, it's completely free. And anytime, any day, it's ready. It's available to the whole district of Chikbalapur, to the whole nation. So you're most welcome to any time contact and let us know. The third program that Narasimhamurthy just said is, if you find children who are unfortunately orphaned or economically disadvantaged because they lost the breadwinner or any such mishaps, in that case we are directly taking them without any examination or things. Their eligibility is their need, and they can join, so you can always recommend them. For some reason, if they cannot join in our institution, we have kept scholarships for their education also. So starting with 20,000 rupees per child for their education cost to cover the school fee or a basic fee. And that is also available if you do find that they may not be able to join. For whatever reason, they may have an elderly grandparent or something, there may be other constraints. We can always provide them scholarship, which is available on our website. Anybody can apply. So do let people know if you come across that one. And as I said, in this times like these are unprecedented. Nobody knows what is the best way to deal with it. Nobody knows. You can't blame anybody for that, be it doctors or government or the biggest developed countries are finding it so difficult to understand. India has done phenomenal job in terms of that, and it's definitely the credit goes to all the people at grassroots level, at administrative level, at the governmental level. So we must appreciate everybody's effort. And we definitely pray that situation as dire as the second wave does not come again, and we never have to see this, not in a century, but in the whole millennia and forever. We hope that, but just in case, should there be some disturbance, I think we are quite prepared this time, and we will do our very best as an institution, as people of the country. We are always with the administration. And as Narasimhamurthy said, please lead from the front and let us know what are the areas we can do. We will try to do as much as possible. We have directed all our resources towards preventing the third wave right now, because we work for children, as I said. So all our resources, all our efforts have been directed now only to ensure that there is first no third wave at all. And should there be one, children shouldn't suffer at all. They should recover very quickly from infrastructure, nutrition, medication, any facility. So that will be our effort, and we look forward to working more and more with the government and under all your able leadership. It's a partnership, as I always say. The more, the better it is. And this is the way I think Chikbalapur can set a model for the rest of the state and the country, that how government, when it works alongside the society, and these kind of institutions I call samstha, sarkara, samaja, samstha. In more seridaga, I call it Triveni Sangama. You can do a lot. You can do a lot. So a lot of people who are participating in this, they may not be here, but they're indirectly supporting this cause. I would like to also express our gratitude on behalf of the government and the institution to all those who have indirectly supported through resources, through their advice, through their any other way of help. To them also our gratitude. And I think it's only the beginning. In times to come, we want to do a lot for the people of, beginning with Chikbalapur and to the whole state and to the whole country. And we look forward to this fruitful partnership for all times to come. So once again, I want to thank you very much for coming. Actually, I shouldn't be, because nobody thanks somebody of their own people to come to their home. You don't thank them. You're just most welcome anytime you come. And our team is always ready. They're always on their toes to do any good that comes their way. And you can see most of them are quite young, like your commissioner here. All of them, all of you, like these children are there, and they are all the time ready. They're all the time ready to do any good. And I hope I can see you again very soon. And when we inaugurate the hospital, to begin with, in a small function, I already am giving you the invitation that you do come in July. And hopefully, I always, when we build the hospital, we always think, I hope this hospital is always empty. With the idea that nobody should fall sick. Sarve santu niramaya. Nobody should fall sick. That is what we pray. But should one fall sick, there has to be a hospital. You see, there is no other way. So it will be ready, and I'm sure we can do a lot more. Once again, I thank all of you on behalf of the entire trust, all the selfless workers, all the doctors, and everybody else who is associated with this project. Most welcome. Samasta loka sukhino bhavantu.